Good morning, everybody. Figured I'd give y'all an update and show you my disaster that happened here on the homestead. I'm gonna try to video this a little bit different, and maybe it won't be so shaky. I got the front yard pretty much the way I want it for now. There was a big tree that had blown over in that last hurricane over here. We pulled the stump up with the Jeep and drug it around back. We got a little bit of video of that Jennifer made. I'll put it on here somewhere. But the stump was right there. There's a big tree. I don't know if any of y'all noticed it looking on the other updates. It was there. We drug that out into the field and washed all the dirt off of it and drug it into the field and got that ready to go to burn. I think them 39.5s is going to break my axles. Ah.
He fucked up the yard.
I'm going to wash all the dirt off of it like I'm burning. Alright. That's what was on the stump. Got a cell phone, my camera keeps fogging up. Been using Betty as a skidder today. I never flex it out. I figured I'd show y'all. Don't look like much on camera. It's weird how it does not show up on camera ever how it really is, but that's how things go. I think we've ever flexed it. Anyways, I pulled all this up here with it today. Look at our bump stop. It's touching. Everything we did works. Let's see if it's touching in the back. It's touching, but it ain't squished yet. But we still got a pretty good bit. Fellas, I might make some more tomorrow. Cleaned up all the bricks and blocks and different things that they had around plants over the years and get rid of them. We went through another dumpster. That's the 5th one there. 4 40-yard dumpsters gone. We probably got one more dumpster full before we'll be done, completely done. I treated the fence with weed killer. Never used it before until now. Looks like it's going to be pretty sweet. Anyway, I wanted to finish something, so I haven't made any videos, and I've concentrated all my hours that I don't work on this front yard and this fence, getting it all cleaned back up. And believe it or not, since we put it up, there's already vines and stuff growing on it. So I had to stop what I was doing in the back, come back up here, address the fence, and get all this cleaned up where I can easily mow it after work. We did get this front room. If you remember in the first video, I'm tongue-tied. The first video when I showed y'all in this room here on the front, it was all full of junk. We got that cleaned out. It was almost a dumpster load just doing that. I'll take you up to the window and let you see in there. I actually ran out of room. There's some of the stuff right there still. But this is going to be we're going to turn this into a room. But you can get in there now. Closet still got clothes hanging in it that ain't ours. But we got to clean the rest of this out, go through the room, refinish everything, taking those closets down and moving that stuff around. I mean, that'll be down the road though. Still in cleaning mode yet. I like how the front yard turned out. Still going to take this mess down. This is getting torn up. Their homemade wooden sidewalk getting tore down. This is getting taken up. And I open all this back up, and we're going to park the vehicles right here. But I'm going to gravel all of this. Circle driveway will be gravel all the way out to wooden gate on the fence out there. And most likely a carport right here to keep my truck and her Jeep under. Anywho, the Jeep has been doing a lot of work pulling up trees, stumps, roots, whatever I need it for, and that stump that I drug around here, if anything was going to break those axles, that would have did it, because I was literally, you know, pulling hard on that thing, digging all four wheels down and backing out and doing it again until I got it pulled up. The only thing that I've noticed since we've been using this thing as a tractor is it's taking its toll on all the bushings, the control arm bushings. I got some pretty good movement under there right now. You can hear it when you back up and stuff. So we'll address it when we get to it. But she's definitely been doing her thing. We got a trail ride coming up here pretty soon, and the next holiday, next month. The boys is coming down from Georgia, and we're gonna go out again. So we got to get with that. I've got Shelly's paddock finished. Until we let her out in the pasture. The next step is letting her out in the pasture. And that's going to be a big day around here. We got her pasture, her paddock done. I built her this stall. This is all new. This stall area for her. I dug a ditch all the way around it and threw the dirt in here to keep it dry in here. But all them, I don't know if y'all remember, all them bushes were here, and that fence was still in there last time. And she likes it. Been out here rolling in the dirt, ain't you? Still got to do the fence over there. But next is, yeah, I know. I'll tell you in a minute what happened here. Look at that. That was a sad day when that thing messed up. It was actually yesterday morning. Alright, next thing is we've got more fence orders. And the fence, we've decided to take this wood fence all the way around this property. It might take us a couple years to do it because of the cost of it, but for now we got another 230 feet ordered. They're making it now. They make it as you go, and we're going to go from this post all the way over there across to the other fence line, and in this wood fence, and then we'll be getting close to being able to let Shelly out. Alright, I'm going to walk you, I'm going to turn you off. We'll walk back here to the back corner, and we'll I'll show you what we did with the tractor when we killed it. Can't see the screen. I also pulled up those trees back there around that big tree with the Jeep. They're all out there. Some of them I burned already. But I spent all last week over here bush hogging this. Slow going. Back it up into the bushes, pull forward, keep backing it up into the bushes, pull forward. But the tractor did good on all this. All week long after work, over here pecking away at it. It'll chop up some big trees too. It ain't no joke. See, here's a big one here. That one, that one. Cut all this. I'm just going to keep chopping it back until I get to the fence. Cut this tree. Pretty massive. That bush hog don't play. I'd hate to get caught up in that thing. There was a big pile of brush right here. We mowed that down. It's hard to make a video when you're walking. It wants to be real shaky. I'm having to hold it best I can. So if it's shaky, I'm sorry if it makes you sick. And here's the back corner. I mowed out over here some. Got to get over here with the chainsaw. When I get the tractor back running, I'll cut all this out of here with a chainsaw and drag it out. Mowed out that. Alright, it did that good all week. Saturday morning I got up, checked the fluids on everything, topped everything off, drove straight back here, and for about 2-3 hours straight, wide open throttle, did this here. Let's take a walk down here. It's going to be a long, shaky walk, but I cut a trail on the back side of the fence. Put it in reverse. I got permission from this guy over here that owns that property. His old man told me it would be fine. And here we go. We cut all back through here. $440 feet down through here. This property's 440 square. But all these damn vines, see, are going to be fun and interesting. What I'm going to keep doing is, when I get the tractor going, I'll just take a little slice off of it every time with the bush hog until I get over to the fence. The fence is still about, I'd say probably 10 feet over there, 5-10 feet, something like that. Boy, there's some shit living in there. It scared the crap out of me. The dove. There's the fence right there. Had that big tree. It's like game trails all through here. Here's where the fence is going to come across. You see the corner of the fence over there? It's going to come right here to this fence. Once I get to it, to locate it. Yeah, see, there's bobcats and all kind of shit over here. Foxes, a chicken, a rooster. Hell, something slipping around in there. Probably a bobcat. I don't like walking like this. Yeah, I'm a country boy, but when you're looking through a screen and then you're walking, you're not paying attention to where you're stepping, is no fun in my book. Because I have walked up on some big diamondback rattlers in these woods around here. They'll get you. Scare the mess out of you is what they'll do. See, now we're at the end of the fence here. So we're that far off the fence in places. Shoot, that's 16 feet right there. But we get closer to it down in there. But we got to run this fence straight down. I'm going to stay about 1.5 feet off our side of the old fence. And probably leave the old, I don't know what I'm going to do there. I gotta have room to clean behind it to keep it like this. So I'm trying to set all this up to be easy peasy so I can just run around it with a tractor, be done with it. Alright, let's walk. I'll walk out of here and turn y'all back on. He did a good job though. What happened to it was the oil pump wore out. I mean, it's wore out. I'll show you when we get back up there. You know, and there's no way to, on those old tractors you got warning lights, like one for the temp, one for the oil, one for this, that, and the other, and you know, they are what they are. It's still read like it had 20 pounds of pressure idling, which should have been plenty, but evidently it ain't, because it galled the bearings and was trying to lock up. That's what the fence looks like from the back side. The old barn still needs to be taken care of, but I say I got 2 weeks to get that tractor running. I'm gonna order the parts next week. Next weekend I'll put it together if the parts come in, and be back on it. Let's walk around and show you what happened there. Look at this old thing though. It is so cool. This tractor is 40 years old. It's a 2-cylinder diesel, 90mm bores, 25 horsepower. The bores actually look decent, but I'm gonna get new sleeves for it. It's all liners. It's got sleeves in it. You just knock them out and put new sleeves in it. So we're gonna put new pistons, new crankshaft, new bearings, all that stuff. The head looks fine. We're going to put it back on the way it is. It's easy to get on and off if we run into trouble with it later. Now what happened was the oil pump was worn out. Let's see if I can get it to move without being. See that? That's what happened to it. It was not pumping oil right. So at, you know, a lot of RPMs, which on these 2,000 RPMs is a lot. This is 2250 max, and here's your governor to keep that. This is cool too. These are weights, and as you, that camshaft, this is a cam sprocket, drive for the hydraulic pump, oil pump, and then your drive sprocket that turns all this, your drive gears on the crankshaft goes here. Anyway, the faster this spins, this comes out, goes on the, like so. When the faster this turns, it slings these weights out and it pushes that back, and this is attached to the cover, pushes the throttle back to keep the RPMs under control. That's the that's the governor for it. Let's see. Faster it slings. You hear old men say balls out. On a steam engine, these would be balls, and the further out they are, the faster it's going. They're slung out faster. Balls out. But that's the governor on it. They don't make stuff like that anymore. This is and the steel it's made out of, this is made in Japan. It's a Yamaha engine. But here's what happened to it. See the bearings? And this just didn't just happen either. I think it's been that way for a while, but see the bearing material wiped onto the crank? It could probably be polished and reuse it, but I'm going to go ahead and get a crankshaft for it. I don't have to tear it off again. You can see all the bearing material down in the oil pan. But see the keyways, they all have little pusher. That's a threaded hole. You screw a screw in there and it pushes the keyway out like this. Pretty neat, huh? little push rods and the oil tubes, and that's the head bolts. And the pistons don't look too bad. They got some rubbing on them. It actually looks like the bores are a little off in there, like it got hot before. Let's see the bearings. See how rough they look. Yeah, it was locking up because of that. That's why it was locking up on me. Flywheel weighs about probably 40 pounds. It's pretty hefty. Valves look decent. Not a lot of buildup on them or anything. But anywho, I'm going to order parts for this tomorrow and get parts coming. This is the hydraulic pump for it. Hydraulic pump's driven. I think I showed y'all that, but it's got the main bearings go. This is the rear main cap. This round piece. Your main bearing goes in there. You have thruster washers that ride here on the crank on both sides, and that's what locates the crankshaft. And those are captured inside there, and this end cap is your preload, not your preload, but your backlash, your end play. In and out, you adjust with that. Hey chicken, why don't you go over there and play with that bobcat? That is the noisiest chicken right there. For no reason. Shelly, you kicked that chicken? I seen Shelly kick one into almost into a tree. I know it's terrible to laugh at that, but it was so funny. Every time she poos, they come running, and it ran up there too fast, and she football kicked it. It's hot. It's limping around here somewhere right now. Anyway, this was the disaster. The tractor went kaplooey on me, but we're gonna fix it. I may make a video of reassembling the engine. I don't know. It just seems to take forever when I do that. But we got new oil pump, new bearings, new crankshaft, new pistons, new liners, gasket set. Put it all back together, slab it back on the tractor, and get her going. I started on taking this apart about 10 o'clock yesterday, and I had it all apart last night about 5:30, 6 o'clock. And I had my parts list made. Now I got to do tomorrow is call the people where I get parts for this thing and order all the parts up and put her back together. I'm not going to paint it all up and fancy it all up or anything like that, because it's a tractor. It's made to work. So everything's going to be clean when we put it back where it needs to be clean, and then we'll have our tractor back. The clutch even looks decent on it. That's going back in it. It's all good. This has been changed before because it looks fairly new. But anywho, I wasn't ready to do a project like this. As you can see, I got it redneck set up, but hey, you got to do what you got to do. And you got to do things as they come on you. Can't throw your hands up and quit. You just got to keep after it. But it wasn't that bad taking this thing apart. So I'm weird like that. Something like this happens to me, I get a little stressed out that I got to do the work, but I like looking into it and seeing what it's made of. Your timing marks, which are crucial on these, it's right there. The injection pump's down in here, that's part of it, and this is the governor shaft going back there to it. And that's about it. There ain't nothing to it. It's a heavy duty built sucker, that's for sure. You can tell it would run for 40 years. It's going to run for 40 more years. It'll be somebody else's problem when it tears up next time. Because I am going to rebuild the motor, and I don't think we'll have to mess with this thing again. I think we're going to do away with these little lights too. Put some gauges on here. This is your lights for your warning. And if you look under here, There is none. Hey, I got it. I went to work with it. I checked the oil, checked the water, made sure it was all full of everything, and put my temp gun on it every now and then, make sure it wasn't running hot, and let her rip. We're going to put some gauges on it when we put it back together. But anywho, I just wanted to check in with you guys and gals and show y'all what was going on. I was going to have y'all an update video soon of all that mowed down over there and the fence cleared out, but it didn't work out that way because the tractor decided it didn't want to do that. It wanted to get rebuilt like that did. I was going to do it this winter anyway, but that's how things go. But y'all take it easy. We'll holler at you later. I'll check in with y'all again soon. Alright, bye.